Hello, welcome to my craft room with Rhoda. Today we're going to work on a project that I kind of came up with, and you'll see where I'm going with it after we check out the sneaky peek. It's back in here somewhere. Right here. Right? Nope, wrong. Right here. I don't think I had anything on that page, did I? No. So I didn't sneak in a new one. Um, This page has a couple of elements on it. We have an upper tuck here made out of a banner. I've got some glitter paper with Believe on it. I wrote on the back of my little journal card here. It tucks up in there snugly. And this is the other piece that's on the page. It is a tree. And it's on a stalk, which is the trunk. And that's glued about uh, a quarter of the way, maybe a third of the way up, and you make it extra tall. And what this is a piece of like a half moon circle. It's a little bit less than a half moon. I cut a circle at first, then I folded it in fourths, and then I trimmed the edge so it was more of a tree shape. And then when you want to put it down, you can journal on the piece. That's what the whole purpose of it was. Now when you put it down, you're going to tuck 3 pieces in behind and then 1 over top, and see it kind of lays like that. And I thought that was kind of an interesting way to go about it. Now this here, it's like 3 or 4 back, so we're not going to get a chance to see that today, right? Well, we might, because I don't see much else going on here. No, me and Mom went out to eat at Sonic. That's why I kept the receipts. um, and I'm numbering each one of my pages. Now, this is what they call a bullet hole. I think this is called a bullet hole. Then the other thing that where you got different size holes, that's a telescope or a tunnel. They call that a tunnel. So a bullet hole is like where the bullet just sizzles right through and leaves a clean, a clean mark. All right, so there's nothing on that page, and there's really nothing on this page. What is this? Oh, that's me making that German chocolate cake. That's what that is. That's the icing, and this is the layers cooling off. I have to make this German chocolate cake every year for Christmas. It's like my husband's family tradition cake, and when their Aunt Lucille passed away, nobody else knew how to make it. So guess what? It went to old Rhoda. Well, I'm still not getting anything. Now here's where I'm talking about making stuff. I made fudge and cornbread salad and a trifle. I've got some little presents I cut out and made down here. These were some die cuts. These were also... So I just kind of decorated up my tree. Now this little thing, that was a mistake from up here at the very beginning. Let me show you that. Like this. It was supposed to be in this center right here. And because of this split in the page, I could not get it to work. So I brought it back here, and I didn't want to waste it. So I glued it down. And I thought, well, it makes a kind of a cool little tuck. Because you can put something there, you can put something there. And I thought, well, let me just keep it. Oh, and this was where it was 6 degrees here that night. So I saved that and put in here. So you can put all kinds of fun little stuff in your book. All right, so are we down to it? Yes, we are. We're down to this. This is my little, it's a stamp that somebody gave me. And it's this beautiful griffin kind of a base on it. And it's a snow globe. So I wanted to make Santa in a snow globe. And this is a stamp that I've got. This little piece right here. And then this is a stamp. So I combined them both together. Isn't that kind of cool? I think I got all my lights on. And I did, oh, what do you call that? Glossy accents is on the top of it. It's not a very neat job of it, but it makes it look like it's glass. So, there we go. We got up to that part. I really didn't have much going in these bullet hole sections because I couldn't get a pocket in there. I couldn't get this. I couldn't get that. So anyhow, that is our sneaky peek for the day. You got to see quite a few of my little pages. Now, out of this Paper Studio ephemera pack from Hobby Lobby, I am using this paper right here. So, we are going to take this paper and we're going to cut it in half. And you're going to need one whole piece and a little bit of another. Now, have you seen these people make, how is it? It's these pockets they put on their page, and it's like this. It's like a tube. They fold it in half, and then you got a pocket here, you got a pocket there. So that's what this came from, but I don't like those pockets. I'm not a fan of those pockets. So I kept thinking, well, what can I do to make a more interesting pocket out of that same concept? So this is kind of what I come up with. It's like a C, but we're going to do it for a Halloween kind of a journal. Maybe my Poe journal. I don't know. I can start making things for it. But, so let me get over and do the cuts on this, and then I'm going to score it, and I'll come back and I'll tell you where I'm going to score it. Okay, I've cut them 6 inches wide, and this is by 12. And then I knew I needed a little bit extra, so I cut about 4 more inches. I may need to cut this off, but we'll find out in a little bit. So this I'm going to glue onto one of these ends, whichever one I think it blends in the best with. I think I like it on this one the best. Okay, so all we're going to do is take our Barely Arts glue. Oh, gosh. That didn't want to come out of there. And we're just going to glue it to the edge. I don't know that I'm going to see this edge, but I'm going to make sure I don't see it by putting some black marker on it. Alright. That's just my fail-safe for the white core. We don't want to see the white core. Alright, now make sure you get this lined up, because what it is we've got a 2 3/4 inch score. Then it's another 2 3/4, and it'll leave you with a 1/2 inch. So what we want to do is, I think I've glued the wrong side. Oh well, let's just put it on here. And get it as close as you can. I scored these both at different times, and you want to make it straight. So make sure when you got it down, it's pretty straight. Oh God, I can hear my cat. Alright. Well, we're not going to worry that it doesn't blend in. It might be hidden anyhow. So now we're going to get in here and score it. And what we want to do is do the 1/2 inch side first. I couldn't let that get dry, but you know, rush ahead, Rhoda. We'll re-glue it here in a minute if we need to. But we're going to do like that. And then we're going to bring this over. And, oh, Graylin. He's jumping all over my stuff I prepped for today. Alright. So what we need to do is probably, I want to trim just a tad. I've got like a weird edge there. Yeah. That's just kind of hiding it. Okay. Now we're going to get in here and glue this right here. Glue it all the way down. I want to thank everybody for coming to visit, for spending time with me, for liking and commenting, maybe even sharing and subscribing. You know, all of the above. So, we're making us a tubular channel that we're going to be able to put a pocket or a tag in. It's going to basically be a pocket, but it's a glorified pocket. Yeah, it's glorified. Alright, so we got that down. Make sure we burnish it where it seals really, really good. And my darn, I must need to change my blade over there again. And as with before, we're going to run a black marker to get rid of all that white. It's just a guarantee that it's not going to show. You don't know if it's going to show until, you know, you get in there and you start bending and all that kind of good stuff. Okay. And then we may want to do a cut in the end. Since this is a pocket, we want to get in here and choose up or down, whichever way, and we're going to cut us a thumb pull, just so they know that's what this is. But, you know, it's probably going to be a figure, a given. All right, where is it? It's not going on there. There we go. All right, and after that, we want to take a little piece of paper and put on this back side, because, you know, I don't want that white to show. And I could have gotten in there and done me a little bit of inking or something. And I had intended to put this in. I forgot all about it. You know, I'm always forgetting. Okay, get that out of the way. And this will go in right here. I think I need to twig it down just a tad, and then we can get it in there. Yeah. All right. Now we're going to glue the end. Or glue the whole thing, I mean. We're on day 2, or maybe it's 3, of our central air going out. So I'm here in my moo-moo, because it's cooler than my short set. So I'm wearing my moo-moo. Remember the old ladies from the 80s wearing them? I remember Mrs. Roper from Three's Company, always wearing her moo-moo. I guess they were in Florida, so I know it was hot down there. Okay. We have that done. We don't need that anymore. And we want to get in here with our marker. We're always prepping our work before we get up into it, you know. Getting up into it. And you can use any marker. It doesn't have to be an alcohol ink like this one. It could be any type of marker. Just be careful, because it likes to bleed in some cases. All right, so now I've got my old board up here, but I'll get my new one up here in a second. So what we're going to do is, I probably need to get that one, because I can measure better on this one. Now what I want to do is take and, I think with the other one, I started at the top, and we're wanting to go over to the 5-inch mark. So 5 inch, okay. Then you want to measure from the lowest point down and match that up to the 5. It's a little fiddly to get it to work out, but once you get it, you can seal it down and it's good to go. All right, there. Now that part's down. I might have to go over with the black, because this paper seems to be cracking. Oh crap, I did it the wrong way. I need it the other way. Well, that's all right. I already got the fold made. There's no problem. Okay, now I want to make sure it's lined up here against that line and against this line. There we go. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want this piece to be 8.5. And since I'm on the 1 here, which I can go on up, I need to make my next fold here at the 8.5. Making sure my other pieces are lined up on all the places they need to be. And that's the only problem with this one. It's going to have that showing, but there's no hope for it. Unless I would have used, did it half and half, you know? That's the only way you would get it. Oh, God. Okay. I should have waited to do that last end. I forgot about cutting it down. Oh, rats. Okay, well, we still got a piece of black over there. So what I need to do now, I need to cut this piece in tandem with this piece. See? I need to cut it right along there. So let me get that done. Okay, as you can see, I've cut that piece off. That was too long. So really, you only needed like a little over an inch more to make this work on an 8.5 by 5 page, or 8.5 by 11 piece of paper cut in half kind of situation. And this, don't worry about it. I'm going to actually just glue the bottom of that shut, and I'm going to make a little pocket somewhere. So nothing is ever wasted. You can always do something with your pieces, as you saw in my sneaky peek. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we are going to okay, we are going to put it on this piece of paper here. This was out of a pack I got from Hobby Lobby that had all these different colors in it with different patterns on them, and I really loved it because it had a lot of darker, and I knew I was doing these Halloween journals. Well, what I did was I scored it at 3.5 on here, which made the rest of this my 8.5 page. And I do need to cut it down. It needs to be 11 and not 12. Okay, I've got it to 11, and now what we're going to do is you can go ahead and kind of fold it up to where you've got it scored there. But what you're going to want to do is make you a little mark. And this is a thinner paper, which is nice. You're going to put a little mark in pencil. Oh, I cut that mark off. So I've got this little mark here. And I can put a little mark about right here. And that's going to help me know where I want to do my my stenciling, because I've got this piece that kind of looks like old tapestry. It's very delicate in certain areas on here, but I love it. It's beautiful. All right, let me cap my glue because we're going to do some inking now. And what I do in the situations with this is I kind of push down. I don't roll around or anything, just so it doesn't tear this up. And we're going to go ahead and go, we're going to go with the, I kind of wondered about putting a color behind it. Let's do that too. Let's go with some, let's go with some vintage photo behind it. And just kind of go out from there. I think I got my, making a shadow. Okay. I need to get something where I'm not going to colorize up my little map behind me. There we go. There we go. And I'm just going down to that pencil mark and just kind of splotch it on here. It doesn't have to be neat because you're going to cover it with that other stencil. So we're just going to do that real quick. Get it on here. And this is going to give you something else to see besides blaring white. You know, who wants to see that? I did this stencil on a piece that was in my art journal, and I really love how that turned out. I was able to run water on it and make it runny and grungy, and oh, I loved it. I'd actually stuck coffee, like grounds of coffee, up at the top side and put a lot of water on it and made it run down like it was bleeding down the walls. When I get through my Poe journal, I'm going to have to do a page like that so y'all can see how I did it. It was fun. Oh my, it was fun. Okay, I don't think we're going to need the magazine after this. Oop, that thing's back here catching on that chair. Okay, so what we're going to do is that I think it's right side up. We're going with this color, Ground Espresso. Want it nice and dark. Make sure you're lined up on your edge of your pages. And we're just going to spounce like this because there's so many little pieces to be able to catch on here. So many. Now, if you have the domed tops to your, you know, spouncers here, it might work better. I don't know. I've never gotten those yet to try. I know a lot of people have. Okay. I just needed to do this first before I got to doing the glue down on the opposite page, because you would never be able to stencil after you put that other piece down. It's too bulky. Much too bulky. And this is a repetitive piece, so you can keep going with it. Just have to line it up. Yeah. I really like Ground Espresso because of the dark. You get tired of vintage photo after a while. And you know, I don't know if you've noticed, vintage photo, if it gets wet, it gets green. It's sort of like green tinge to it, which is strange. Very strange. Okay, now what you want to remember here before I move it, we want to have some spots that are real nice and dark. And then we're going to have some spots that are lighter. And that's going to give you like a faded look. So let's go down here and try it here. All right. Let's see how that looks. Ooh, okay. It looks okay. I think I would have liked a little bit darker. See, I got to line these up. So, right there. And I think that's lined up. Okay, good enough. Got to go, got to go. Oh, see, now that piece, oh, rats. See how that piece has been kind of chewed up? That's what I'm trying to avoid here by spouncing down. Poor little guy. There's no way to fix it. He's just got to limp along the rest of his life. Okay. I think the vintage photo may have been the wrong choice. It's a little too light. But, you know, it's going to be a pocket page on this side, so we might not have to worry about it. Okay. There. And you can also get in here and go over it as well. Because, you know, I'm not crazy about those white edged pages, or semi-white, so we're going to get in here and do a little swirling. That might save the page. How about that? Give it a little bit more of a grungier look for our journal we're putting it in. Yeah. There we go. Who else likes Halloween? Now I like it. I'm okay with it. I used to dress up and stuff and go hunt for candy and things like that. but, you know, I love Edgar Allan Poe. Certain parts of it. I love ghosts. I love anything to do with ghosts. And I always used to love any of the scary movies. Oh my gosh. Used to watch the Wolfman and all that other stuff that was on. Creature from the Blue Lagoon. Oh, it's always fun. And Salem's Lot. I don't know if anybody knows that vampire show or series it used to be on. Oh, I loved it. Oh, it was so scary, especially when that little boy come scratching at the window. It's 2 floors up. And my friend, we watched that. We were shivering in our shoes. Okay, I think I saved it. Check it out. How do you think? That's just putting 2 layers down and then kind of giving it a little more character. That's how we did it. All right. So I don't think I'm going to worry about this side as yet, because I may do something creative with this edge here. I may fold the edge down to give it more stability for when something goes in the pocket, that kind of thing. So what we want to do now is we want to fold it in half, because this is going to be a ready-made page to go in our journal. All right. So I got lined up there, got lined up there. And I'm going to get it to go down. There we go. This is the inside. I don't think I need to worry about, you know, putting a little V or anything in that, because it's not that thick that it has bulk. All right. Our next attempt here is to put this down. Oh, I'm right on the money too, baby. Right on the money. All right. Now what we want to do is I've been trying to think how I want to attach it. And I really think what I want to do is two brads. You know, I'm going to, if I wanted to do that, it would just be basically holding these 2 pieces together, and then we're going to be gluing the outsides. Okay, let me get a couple brads. Okay, I've put a little black dot right up here in the corner, and that's going to help to hold this shut. And what I'm going to do, I'm using my crocodile and just poking me a hole there, so I don't have to fight to get the brad in there. Oh, kind of hard to see that one. There we go. Now what I've picked out are these, the copper colored brads. I thought they would be the perfect color for this scenario. And you'll probably see here in a minute why. All right. Got to put that in there, and see, it holds it down so nice. Okay. Then the glue will do the rest for us. And I'm doing it at a tilt so you don't see the legs on the back side. There we go. Just like that. Now, we don't want to do anything in here because I've got another item that's to go there, and we don't want to hinder that pocket, because that's basically what that is. That's a pocket. Okay, so the way we're going to glue this down, we're gluing down the 2 backs all the way, and then we're going to glue this edge. I believe that's how it's got to go. Yeah. All right, let's get in here and glue, and get it down before it dries. You don't have to worry as much about the Bearly Arts. It doesn't glue that fast as art glitter glue. Yeah. I have been using both, and I really think I'm more prone to go with the Bearly Arts over the art glitter. I love the bottle of the art glitter because it's so small. It's almost like holding a pencil in your hand. I really love that, but, you know, it's got to have a little bit more going for it than being a quick attachment, because this is just as quick. I have been seeing people use Eileen's, and it's so much cheaper, and I am going to get that and try it out too. Let's see, just that one little piece is all we need to do for that part. Now, we're going to try to, oh, I just rubbed my arm with it. Okay, this I know is going to be in the upper right corner. This is going to be in the lower left corner. Let me get the glue off my arm. And then we're going to push it down. Burnish it down. Go all the way over here with it. Go along our back side. See, this is the spine, so we don't want too much of anything right there. All right. Now is our decorating. And I've got some things picked out for us to decorate with. And I need to do some stamping. So let me get this prepped and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got my Rest in Peace set, which I thought worked so well with me and Zach, doing as we did cemetery books. And I'm going to use this. I'm going to use the Condemned. And I don't know, I may use like the Undertaker one. I'm not sure. So I'm doing a play on Skeleton Key because I love keys. And I wanted to say that you wanted to pick a non-directional paper. I forgot to tell you about that. So that's one thing you want to do because you don't want a direction. And the keys go every which way. So that's why they were chosen and they work so well. Okay, I want to make sure I get that down. There's some big solid pieces on there, and what we're going to do is we're going to try to get 2 skeletons because I got a second one of these that I'm doing off screen. Actually, it's the first one I did, and it was the prototype. It didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. So, I'm going to go ahead and finish that one too while I'm at it. And we're going to do another skeleton for that one. I love this set. There's a couple more. There's one with a whole skeleton body. I'm really thinking about getting that before Halloween gets in here and everybody starts ordering it, you know. I might never get it. And these are just scraps that I had. I think they're like cardstock scraps. Well, not quite cardstock. It doesn't feel that bad. But, yep, there we go. Our little skeleton head. And, isn't he pretty? So that piece is done. And we want to get our other piece here pulled out, which was Condemned. So that one I need, let me stretch. There we go. I need the long one for it. So we're just gonna go like that. I've used this one quite a few times, so it should pick up the ink really well. Okay. I'm gonna just stick it in the center because I'm not sure how I'm doing this against that door. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. And that one. Okay. Yep. Both of those are good. Keep one here. And what else did I say I wanted to use? Maybe the Undertaker. Because there's this one part here I'm not crazy about, but I'm not sure if I need to put anything on there. I'll think about it. How about that? Okay, I've been prepping some pieces, and I actually would like to have this. I should have put it on that brad, didn't think about it. So I poked a little hole right there, and I'm going to try to get it to thread through that hole because I have an idea for it. But let me get that done because I might be struggling a bit, and I'll come right back. It's just a chain and a jump ring, and I'll have a jump ring on the other end with something else. Okay, I did have a bit of a struggle, but it was a last minute idea, and I should have thought about it before. It mauled it a little bit, but I think it's fine. So what goes on the other end of this jump ring is this, and it's still a little milky in the middle where the glue is on there, but these are, I don't know if they call them bottle cap tops or something, but I put it on a piece of acetate and I glued it on there because I wanted it to be a little stronger, and then I put a little rubbing buff on the outside edge to make it look metallic, and then I put a hole in it, and that's going in the other hole right here, and it's going to be his monocle. Now the idea of my Halloween journal, I wanted to have this concept. Okay, I clamped that shut, and there it is. Now I went around the outside of these with some ground espresso just to give it a little depth, and then I chose to do the Undertaker one. That's probably going to go down here, and I have Condemned left. Now we're going to go ahead and ink this one up, and I'm just inking these two edges because I don't know exactly where it's going to fall across my door. And we'll do a little smear in the middle. I do that to give it a little bit of a old look to it. Distressed. I should say distressed. Okay, so this is my idea for over here. This is going on here, and I only need this as wide as this piece right here. So let me cut that down, and we're making a hinge, which is appropriate because it's a door. And it's just a scrap piece. So we're going to, I believe, glue it like that. Let me put a little ink in here just so you don't see the white, just in case it peeks through. And we're going to fold it in half. I think it was just a piece of 3/4 inch. It was just a spare that I had. We're going to put this down on the back of the door. And this is from the Mente Doors book, and I like that old grungy look to it. Okay, I think it's going to go right here. You want to center it. And I might push the end just a little bit so it's right at the edge, peeking over maybe, and then rub it down. There we go. Now I had a little piece of this that I trimmed off earlier, and I wondered about putting that there just to keep that black kind of toned down. So I want to do that too, so it doesn't, you know, stand out. Just kind of hide it a little bit like that. And this could be written on, this little piece here. And there's quite a few little things I've got here that can be written on. All right, now our door is going down, and oops, I can't glue straight. All right, so we're wanting to go right here with it, right on this edge. Then I'm going to go out here and make sure I am on that edge and push it down. That monocle thing is kind of in the way, but I think we're okay with it. It may lay flat and it may not. Oh well. Maybe I should have done it on the top of the door. Nope, that wouldn't work either. So anyhow, we'll figure out something. It may be okay. All right, now this guy, like I said, he's sort of on a piece of cardstock. So he is going to go here. But first, oh, and I forgot to put the condemned on the door. Good grief. Will it fit? Whoa, it won't even fit. How about here? I can't get all the words in there. Maybe we won't need all the words. How about that? Let's... I'll tell you, this day is not working out for me. Okay, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. And then we're going to do that. Let's see what we got. Okay, trim there. And trim there. And trim there. As long as I got condemned, I think I'll be happy. So, we'll do it like that. Now, and that glues on the top of my door. There's certain pieces I have to get down first before I can do the others. That's the problem. Oh, this is more convoluted than I thought it was going to be. Well, I thank everybody for coming to visit. I'm going to get that in there before I forget. I thank you all my subscribers and viewers, watchers. I hope you like what you saw today. Get some ideas. Get you in the mood for Halloween. Alright, let's see. We're going to do a little bit more inking. And I think we're good. Alright, now, this has to go down first before the skeleton. Because it is fighting for the same room as the skeleton. So I have to adjust them. Because I wanted to try to hide this nasty old seam I have there. And doing a second one, I thought I had fixed that issue, but really I didn't. Alright, now our skeleton. The only thing is, skeleton is, okay, the side of his jaw and right here where this is at. Yeah, halfway down his jaw. That's where I need to stop gluing. Yeah, something like that. There we go. I hope everybody's doing good and healthy and happy and not as hot as me. I mean hot as in the term of boiling because the central air is not working. Ugh, something else, man. It's not so bad day, but still. Alright, now what the idea of this is his monocle. And this is the chain of his monocle. And I'm going to go ahead and glue it. I'm going to just do the shaking. Just do the outside edge here. As well as I can. And put that on. Now that darn jump ring is getting in the way there too. Oh, please. And this acetate, it takes a while for anything to glue to it. I had to learn to use StazOn when I wanted to stamp on it too. Alright, that's kind of where we're going. There's our door, it has our condemned, our undertaker. Now, I was playing around with this, and I think I want him to have a little bowler hat. Don't ask me why, but I do. I want him to have a bowler hat. So, his little hat's going to go down right here. And it kind of helps hold these pieces together. And that little hat comes from this set. It's a mixed media. It is plus and herringbone. The only description for these are with the just the stencil, but it's CHMM 116. I'm sure there's a larger set for this. I think it's called Gentleman or something. I'm not quite sure, but there is a bigger set. All right, so what we got here, we got a few keys. My buddy Kyung gave me this key, and I think I'm going to put that right here. Or maybe I'll put it across the front of the door. Let's see. Yep, let's put it right here across the door. I have this little wooden one. I don't know if I'm going to use that one. I might glue him on later though. Alright, and the other ideas here was this. I have this that is, oh crap, I just sealed it with that hat and I didn't even think about it. Rats. Wouldn't you know? See, that was supposed to slide in there. Can I get that off? I doubt if I can now, so I'm going to have to... I've got to reshape my tag now. So what I guess I'm going to have to do is cut it off about right there. I swear this heat is affecting my thought processes. I even messed up my pocket there. See, it was supposed to go all the way up underneath there, and I didn't think about it. So I cut it down. It's still big enough to write on. And then I have these that will go into here. They're an odd shape because this is an odd shaped pocket. And I might have to cut them down. And I will probably also put a little pull tab on the ends of them. So there is our piece today. It's like a whole piece that will go into your journal. We still have to finish the back side of that. And we have a few other decorations maybe to do. So I hope you liked this and got some ideas from it. And I'll be back with this again to finish the back side on a shorter video. And I may show you my renovations to this. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Everybody have a great day. Bye-bye.